And welcome to beautiful Palm Springs Stadium for more PSCL action here between the Bootleggers and the Haymakers. Nash Walker along with Marshall Garvey. It's bright and early on Wednesday, June 29th, and we're about ready to go as Kenny Schechter toes the rubber for the Haymakers. Marshall, we're winding down here in the PSCL.
We are, and it's hard to believe. Boy, has it gone by fast.
First pitch is in there for a strike on Scafone. Bootleggers coming up to bat. They're coming to this game 4-7-1. The Haymakers at 3-9. And just a few more stadium games for a lot of these clubs. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-2.
This is a matchup between two of the lower-ranking teams in the PSCL. Bootleggers 4-7-1, Haymakers 3-9 coming into today's game.
Bootleggers have done a nice job getting on base. That's chopped out to first, played by Galisic for the first out. Bootleggers as a team of .391 on base percentage, but they're slugging just .354. And Weston Scafone has been one of their best players. He's out to lead it off. I'll bring up Graham Gonzalez. Graham Gonzalez, 6 for 20 with a .914 OPS, couple of doubles, 4 runs driven in, and a homer. So Schechter, who we saw pitch for the Power earlier this year, that's laced out to left for a single. So Gonzalez swings at the first pitch, and he's aboard with the first hit of the game. Schechter pitched for the Power earlier this year. Closed a big game early on. In steps Go Hattori, the third baseman today.
Exit velocity 91 on that hit by Gonzalez.
91 miles an hour on the single.
How about that?
Go Hattori takes a strike. He's 5 for 17, 4 singles and a double. 3 walks. It's been a good start for Hattori, and should stop saying start because we're almost done, Marshall.
Oh. Again, hard to believe. These past few weeks have just flown by. A lot of great action this summer at the PSCL.
PSCL Championship is next Friday, the 8th. As Gonzalez goes, and that's hit through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Gonzalez around second. He'll gain third. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. Nice piece of hitting from Hattori. First and third for Kai Pagan, who's 8 for 21 with 4 doubles.
Pagan, freshman out of Mission College. He comes in today with a muscular .381 average and 3 runs batted in.
Check on the runner. Pagan played last night. And that's outside for a ball. In there for a strike, 1-1. So 1-1 now on Pagan, the extra hitter today. Check on the runner. Back in safely. And that's hit toward right, just foul. So 1-2 now. With one out here in the top of the first, an early threat for the Bootleggers. And that pitch is out, 2-2.
So, 90 degrees right now in Palm Springs. Already got the misters going. It's another perfect day for collegiate baseball.
Swing and a miss, a strikeout as Schechter hits the dirt. And that's a big out, number 2. So Pagan is down on strikes, and that brings up Gravel. 2 down, runners still at the corners, with Hattori at first, Gonzalez at third.
Miles Gravel, freshman out of Los Angeles Valley College. Batting .263 coming into today. 3 runs batted in. Another RBI opportunity right here.
So 2 down. 2 runners still on board. At first and third, that swung out and fouled, 0-1. Schechter comes set, comes home, runner goes, and no throw. So second and third as Hattori has a stolen base. Two runners in scoring position now for the Bootleggers.
Conference out there.
And Gravel with an opportunity here to drive in a couple of runs.
Bootleggers squarely in the middle of the pack in terms of runs scored. Got 58 on the year as a team.
1-1 on Gravel. In there, strike 2, good breaking ball, 1-2. 2 hits here in the top of the first. A single from Gonzalez, a single from Hattori back-to-back, and now they are at second and third with 2 down. One-two to Gravel. Swing and a miss, he got him. Big strikeout for Schechter, goes upstairs with a fastball. Strikes out 2 in the inning, and escapes, leaves 2 runners aboard. Haymakers will come up and hit when we return. Scoreless ball game. Haymakers coming up to hit here in the bottom of the first. No score. Kenny Schechter, a couple of strikeouts to escape the top half of the first inning. It'll be Bausis coming in, the DH. Leading off against Penrod.
Benjamin Bausis is batting .238 coming into today's game. A freshman out of Chowan University. Has a couple of runs batted in on the year.
And first pitch to Bausis is popped towards center. Trailing toward the gap, and it's going to drop. Miscommunication in right center, and it's a leadoff hit for Bausis. And Ethan Penrod has thrown 9 2/3 this year and has struck out 14. As Bausis is aboard for Goldsberry. Goldsberry, the third baseman. So that'll be marked a hit. One of those that should have been caught. Check on the runner, and he's back in safely. It's Brooks Gonzalez-Carpio across the outfield. Go Hattori at third, Jin Hattori at short. Scafone at second, Thomas at first, and Gravel behind the plate catching for Ethan Penrod. 1-0 on Goldsberry.
I think a note about Ethan Penrod. Big issue with him this year has been walks. He's got 15 so far on the year.
That's inside, 2-0.
That's one higher than his strikeout total.
So 2-0 now on Goldsberry. And that's fisted foul. Off the bleachers. We have our PSCL All-Star Game Monday night, and then fireworks to follow.
I'm very excited for that.
The 2-1, breaking ball, in there for a strike. Good pitch, 2-2. And tonight is the second half of our uncommitted PSCL game. They'll play against the Power. Last night was a fun one. Power winning 9-2. Had some good performances. 2-2. Up and in. Did he go? He did not.
Got ourselves a full count.
So 3-2 on Goldsberry. But nobody out here in the bottom of the first, and Bausis leading off at first base. That's hit out to third and through. Base hit Goldsberry now first and second with nobody out. And an early threat for the Haymakers here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Chapman. Meeting at the mound. Gravel wants to talk this over with Penrod.
Definitely want to be prepared for Ty Chapman. He's been hot this year, batting .414. He's got 4 runs batted on the season. Coming off of a great game against the North Stars, in which he went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a run batted in. .86 miles per hour, the exit velocity on that hit by Goldsberry, by the way.
That's it hard to short on a hop. Chance at 2. The throw on to first, and they can't dig it out. So get the out at second. Chapman's safe at first, and there's one down on the fielder's choice. So first and third now for Cropley. Good try. Turning 2.
Yeah, great turn on that. Gonna have a mound conference now.
And another meeting. Umps are going to discuss, I don't know what.
We can play it first.
Could be. Maybe an interference. Runner was called out at second. And the Bootleggers manager is having a word here with the umpires. So it'll be first and third for Cropley unless they change something here, but Anthony Nwia is out for the Haymakers to see what's going on. Manager today. And we're going to play ball.
All right. Curious to know what that was all about, but back to it nonetheless.
So Cropley is in with runners at the corners and one out. Main objective, get that runner in from third.
Mason Cropley, another tough hitter, 370 on the year.
First pitch, up and in, 1-0.
Cropley with a home run, 9 runs batted in. Freshman out of Paul D. Camp, Community College. Imposing righty at 220 pounds and 6'2".
Runner took off, then stopped, and that's fouled back. It's 1-1. So 1-1, one out. Chapman at first. Bausis over at third. We're scoreless in the bottom of the first. That's up and in again, 2-1. This weekend, the East LA Dodgers going to play the Power here at Palm Springs Stadium, and then the San Diego Waves as well. So
Game's coming.
should be fun. That's hit hard to left center field. That's going to be caught in the gap by Brooks. Nice catch, scores the run. It's a sac fly on a hard hit ball to left center field. Good play by Brooks.
Very good play.
2 down, but a 1-0 lead for the Haymakers.
Still the runner at first.
Always hit hard toward the gap. Brooks running to his left makes the catch in the alley. And as you said, Marshall, Chapman remains at first. That brings up Soto Romero, second baseman. First pitch is outside, 1-0.
Raul Soto Romero, 318 average coming into today. 4 runs batted in.
Brings up Tyree Harris first and second. 2 down here, bottom of the first. Haymakers lead it 1-0. And 1-0 on Harris. That's outside, 2-0.
I'm not sure I understand.
2-0, 2 outs. First and second. For the 6-hole hitter Harris, who's catching today. Swings at that, fouls it back. So 2-1 now. On the Haymakers catcher. Penrod comes set, checks on the runner at second. Breaking ball, low, 3-1. Harris ahead. Sure looking for a fastball in the zone. On a 3-1 count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Got the fastball down and in. Swung over the top and it's full.
Full count now, 2 on.
3-2. Ball 4. And Penrod thought he had him.
It was a close one. Decent framing job, but just unable to sell it.
Bases loaded now for Landon Otten. And Chapman's all the way down at third. Soto Romero up to second. Harris is at first. Back-to-back walks here. 1 run already home for the Haymakers on a sac fly from Cropley. That scored Bausis, who led off this bottom half of the first with a single.
Landon out. He's a sophomore out of Chowan University. Batting .214 coming into today.
Hit up the middle, base hit. 1 run scores, and here comes the second. Fielded in center, the throw in is cut off. And it's a 2-run single for Otten. It's 3-0 Haymakers. Chapman scores. Soto Romero scores from second. And Harris moves up to third on the 2-run single from Otten. It's 3-0. 3 hits, 2 walks in the inning for the Haymakers, and they needed that one.
They really did.
To cash in.
I was about to say, Otten only had a solitary run driven in. Immediately triples that tally. Beautifully hit ball right there. .87 miles per hour, the exit velocity on that hit by Otten. You can tell he smoked that.
87 on the rip. Yeah, Bootleggers manager taking exception again with the umpire. First and third, 2 down. 3-0 Haymakers here in the first inning. Penrod comes home, fouls it back, 0-1. And we'll see if Otten takes off from first base.
Otten has yet to attempt a stolen base all year.
That's hit towards short. Pretty easy hop, throw on, they got him. Good play from Hattori for out number 3. But the Haymakers score 3, take a 3-0 lead. We'll go to the second. You're listening to PSCL Baseball. Bootleggers back up here in the top of the second. It'll be Thomas, Perry, and Hattori. They got a couple singles in the top of the first, but were left aboard. A couple of strikeouts from Schechter on Pagan and Gravel ended the inning. And Schechter back out here. First pitch is a ball. It's 1-0.
Xavier Thomas is a grad student out of Wheeling University. Had an explosive start to his year in which he had 2 hits and 3 runs batted in. Has cooled off since then. He's below the Mendoza line, as they say, batting just 187 coming into today.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. Fastball sitting in the upper 80s today for Schechter. 88, 89. 1-1. Chopped out to third. Played on a couple hops, thrown on to first. They got him. Nice play, Goldsberry. So 5-3, Goldsberry to Galasick for a quick first out, and here's Perry, the designated hitter. Swing and a miss on a nasty slider from Schechter. 0-1 on Perry. Jin Hattori on deck, the shortstop. 0-1, 1 out. That's down in the dirt, 1-1.
Brian Perry batting 400 coming into today.
Big numbers.
A couple of runs batted in just three games so far this season. Had a triple in his last game against the Coyotes.
That is a called strike fastball, painted, and it's 1-2.
Perry has also pitched a couple games. That's 4 strikeouts, 1.80 ERA, and 5 innings worked. Effective on both sides of the ball.
1-2 count, 1 out here in the top of the second. Big breaker stays high, 2-2. So Schechter set down 3 in a row. A couple of strikeouts, grounder to third. Gets the 4, 5, 6 hitters in this Bootleggers lineup. Here's the 2-2. In there, called strike 3. Third strikeout for Schechter, and 2 down now for Jin Hattori. So locked him up there, Marshall, for strike 3.
Really did. Jin Hattori, freshman out of Citrus Community College. 278 average coming into today's game.
First pitch on Jin is inside, 1-0.
Like the aggression we're seeing out of Schechter.
Coming right at him with that fastball. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-0. So we mentioned a couple of singles. Bootleggers had first and third in the first inning, and Pagan struck out swinging. Gavel struck out swinging. 2-0. Down and away, 3-0. 3-ball count on Hattori, with Carpio on deck. Fastball right down the middle, 3-1. And that might have been the pitch to hit there.
It may have been.
3-1, 2 outs.
Schechter working very quickly this inning.
Kenny Schechter pitching some relief for the power. 3-1. In there, buzzing, strike 2. Vittori thought it was ball 4 instead of full count. 3-2. Schechter battling back in this count. Fell behind 3-0. And that's chopped out toward third once more. Picked up. Thrown on to first. Goldsberry has a couple of plays. And those sandwich a strikeout. It's a 1-2-3 second. 5 set down in a row for Kenny Schechter. And the Haymakers will come up and hit with a 3-0 lead when we return. Galisic coming up here in the bottom of the second for the Haymakers. They lead it 3-0 on a 2-run single from Otten. Galisic, the first baseman. It'll be him, Truong, and Bausis here in the home half of the second for the Haymakers in red. Bootleggers in the classic orange. Pitch is fouled away to the right side, 0-1. Penrod worked through some trouble, stranded a couple. And now works with a clean slate here in the bottom of the second.
Delosich, freshman out of West Hills College, Coalinga.
It's that one toward right. Going out into short right field, making the catch Scafone. So, early out number 1 here in the second. And that'll bring up Truong.
Andy Truong out of Chico State, batting just 154 coming into today. Just 1 run batted in, which came in his last game. A win over the North Stars.
First pitch, swing and a miss. Penrod gets the whiff.
Second base shifted in.
0-1 is inside, 1-1. One and one out. And that's shot back to the mound. Penrod picks it up and throws on to first for the second out. Score at 1-3. And 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second. Nice job by Penrod.
Very nice. That was such a laborious first inning, but he was working efficiently here. As mentioned earlier, key for him will be avoiding walks.
First pitch in there for a strike on Bausis, who singled and scored an inning ago. Penrod comes set, comes home, down in the dirt, 1-1. Only 1, 2 outs. Breaking ball. Just high. 2-1. The 2-1. Called strike. Painting the outer half. It's 2-2. Penrod a strike away from a 1-2-3 second inning. From the windup, breaking ball, hit fouled on the third baseline. Play down there for Coach Aniwa.
Penrod working fast this inning. See if he can get the 1-2-3.
2-2 on Bausis, the leadoff man. Down in the dirt, good take. 3-2. So full count now at 2 down. Haymakers again leading 3-0. And that's down and in. Good at bat for Bausis, draws the walk. Third walk of the afternoon for Penrod. As Goldsberry steps in. And Goldsberry singled. Was chopped down at second on the fielder's choice in the first inning. Comes up here with a man aboard and 2 outs. Penrod now from the stretch. Up high, 1-0. See if Bausis takes off here. Doesn't on that pitch. And 1-1 back into the... almost into the PA booth. So 1-1 on Goldsberry.
Bausis just 1 for 3 in stolen base attempts this season. See if we can make it 500 here.
That's in the dirt, gets away, and Bausis will make second. As Gravel finally gets to it, down near the Haymakers dugout. So Bausis is up into scoring position now for Goldsberry. Base hit should make this a 4-0 game. Two-one count on the Haymakers third baseman. Penrod comes home, misses up and in, 3-1.
Again, Penrod very prone to walks. We've seen that so far this game.
3-1 on Goldsberry. And time is called by Mr. Goldsberry. 3-1, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Haymakers over the Bootleggers, 3-0 so far. On 3 hits and a 2-run single from Landon Otten. That is in there for a strike, 3-2. Up and in, good spot. I'd go back up there. Be tough for Goldsberry to get around on that pitch. Count runs full. 3-2 from Penrod. Fisted out to third. Tough play, gets through to the shortstop. He throws on to first. It's called safe. Good play by Hattori. But the runner is called safe at first, and I thought they got him, Marshall. And certainly the Bootleggers thought they did as well.
I certainly thought so too. A great running play. Just a hair split call that could go either way.
So a single on the infield from Goldsberry. Now runners at first and third for Chapman. Still 2 down. First pitch on Chapman, up and in for a ball. That would have been a big out for the Bootleggers to get out of this thing.
Yes.
Now they got to face Ty Chapman.
An absolutely monstrous bat. Not the man you want to face right now.
1-0 hits him in the back, bases loaded.
Bases jammed.
So the 4th free pass of the day for Penrod here in the 2nd.
And will be a mound conference, however you're wise.
We're going to come talk to him. Coach is chopping it up. Bases loaded now for Cropley. Cropley hit a sac fly in the 1st. The ball was hit hard to left center field. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Fastball up and in. He was thinking grand slam on that swing.
He was aiming to park that one onto the street.
So 0-1 on Cropley. Penrod breaking ball. Stays high, 1-1.
Cropley does have a home run this year. Notched it against the Grizzly on the 18th.
1-1 to Cropley. Inside, 2-1.
Penrod's control continuing to struggle here.
There's going to be some activity down in the Bootleggers bullpen. Here's the 2-1 to Cropley. Fouled away. 2-strike count now with the bases loaded. And 2 down in the bottom of the 2nd. Four hits for the Haymakers. They've played some tight ball games this year. Walked off by the Grizzly a few weeks back. Here's the 2-2. Up and in. 3-2. Full count. Bootleggers thought it was strike 3.
That's a great take by Cropley.
Started at the front shoulder. Landed on the inner half. Now the count is full. Bases loaded. Chapman at first. Goldsberry at second. Bausis at third. The runners will move with 2 outs. And it's ball 4. So a run scores on the walk. And it's 4-0 Haymakers.
And we're getting some, not surprisingly, we're getting some activity in that Haymakers bullpen. The Bootleggers bullpen. It's Penrod coming undone with walks yet again.
5 walks in the game. That includes a hit by pitch. That's fouled back by Soto Romero. Soto Romero walked and scored in the 1st. And the 0-1 from Penrod. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Big swing from Soto Romero. And 2 outs, bases loaded. Wind and fire from Penrod. Hit high into right field. Playable for Carpio. And he can't make the catch. Ball drops in right field. And a couple of runs come home to score. It's 6-0.
And that's going to be scored an error. First error on the day for either team.
Soto Romero up to second. Cropley down to third. And it's a 6-0 lead for the Haymakers here in the 2nd. Well, unfortunate for Penrod. Made a good pitch.
It looked like he was about to get out of that inning with relatively limited damage, but now this game has been blown wide open.
And that brings up Harris with 2 in scoring position. Harris walked in the first, reached third, was left there, and first pitch is a called strike. Painted on the outer half, 0-1. Another long inning, but 2 quick outs to start this inning. Then walk, single, hit batter, walk, and an error. And 3 runs have scored with 2 outs here. That's hit toward left field, but foul out of play. 0-2 on Harris. Penrod trying to leave those runners aboard. 3 already home here in the second. Come set for the 0-2. Called strike 3. So 2 left aboard, 3 runs score, and the Haymakers lead it 6-0. We're through 2. You're listening to PSCL Baseball. Schechter back out there for the 3rd inning, and his offense gave him 6 runs in the first 2 innings of support. Makes any pitcher happy. Bootleggers will come up here, 9-10-1. It's Carpio, Brooks, and back to the top with Scafone due up. Schechter, 3 strikeouts. He's set down 5 in a row. 3 groundouts, 2 strikeouts, couple of singles, no runs for the tall right-hander. First pitch, swing and a miss from Carpio. That high fastball been effective here early on. Oh, 1 on Carpio. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-2.
Little on Daniel Carpio. He is a redshirt freshman, currently uncommitted. He is batting just 187 coming in today. It's a couple RBIs. Second of which came in his last game, a 14-8 win over the Coyotes.
0-2 is high, 1-2 on Carpio.
Bootleggers got quite the hole to dig themselves out of here.
6-0 lead for the Haymakers. And the 1-2 on Carpio. Breaking ball hit towards second. Another ground ball. A tough hop. Picked up, thrown on to first for round number 1. Nice play, Soto Romero. So coming into today, the Bootleggers with a team ERA of 7.64. And in terms of team OPS, Bootleggers toward the middle of the pack, 746, below league average. That's hit up foul down the first baseline and gets out of play. League average in the PSCL this year for OPS, 765. And the league batting average at 276. So the Bootleggers coming in just shy on both. Haymakers, very similar numbers, about league average in both categories. Above average on base percentage, below average slugging percentage, and right there in batting average and OPS at the league average.
Trey Brooks batting now. He's down 0-1. He's a freshman out of San Jose State. Just 105 coming into today.
One down. 6 in a row set down by Schechter. And the 0-1 in there for a strike, and Kenny's found the zone here after those back-to-back singles in the first. That's hit down the right field line, foul ball. Haymakers have struck out 76 hitters. That's tied for 5th best in the PSCL. And a 7.98 team ERA. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 7 in a row, set down by Schechter with 4 strikeouts. We've really seen Kenny take control here, Marshall.
Really has. Close to notching his season high for innings pitched in the PSCL, Kenny Schechter.
So that brings up Scafone. Grounded out to first in his first plate appearance. And takes a ball, 1-0. That's down in the dirt, 2-0. So 2-0 count now on Scafone. And he takes another ball. 3-0. In there for a strike. So 2 down, and the Haymakers up 6-0 here on the Bootleggers. Trying to get a couple runs back.
Haymakers just in control in all facets of the game so far.
And that's chopped back out. Up the middle, going to be a tough play, and gets through. And I'm going to put it down as a hit.
Oh, absolutely.
So a 2-out single for Scafone. Softly hit ball, but in a good spot right up the middle. And he's aboard here with 2 outs for Gonzalez. Graham Gonzalez steps in for his second try. Singled in the first. Reached third base. That's hit out toward left field. Playable, but over the head of Goki. And the Bootleggers are going to get their first run here. It's an RBI double from Graham Gonzalez.
Very well struck. Some deep hit balls today.
Hard hit ball to the left. Will wait on the exit velocity. Back-to-back hits here with 2 outs for the Bootleggers. 85 miles an hour on that hit.
85. Yeah, 80. Wow. I was expecting even higher. That one was just sung off the bat.
First pitch breaking ball in there for a strike on Hattori. And Go Hattori singled and stole second back in the first. Bootleggers had second and third with 1 out, and they struck out twice. Now a man in scoring position. They have a run home here in the third. It's 6-1. Haymakers. The 0-1 on Hattori. And there goes the runner. That's hit out and out of play. So Gonzalez taking off with the pitch. But he'll have to head back, and it's an 0-2 count on Hattori. A ringing RBI double for Graham Gonzalez. Out of the 2-hole for the Bootleggers today. Graham has been rock solid this year.
Yeah, that's right. Bootleggers coming alive a bit here in this inning. They still got a ways to go to catch up.
That's hit up the middle pretty hard. Picked up on a hop from Otten. Throw on to first for out number 3. But Graham Gonzalez drives in another run, his 5th on the season. And the Haymakers now lead it 6-1. They'll come up and hit when we return. Landon Otten coming on here for the Haymakers in the bottom of the third. They lead the game 6-1. They're up on the Bootleggers today. Kenny Schechter gave up a 2-out RBI double to Graham Gonzalez, but otherwise has been very, very good. 4 strikeouts, Bunch of ground balls. And he's got a 6-1 lead. Bottom of the order for the Haymakers. They scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second. First pitch is down and in for a ball. We do not have the identity of the Bootleggers pitcher quite yet, but as soon as we get it, we will relay that to you. 2-0. Penrod is out of this game. And he got 2 quick outs in the second, and then it kind of unraveled on him. 2-0 in there for a strike, 2-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-2. So back-to-back breakers after falling behind 2-0, and it's even up at 2-2 to Otten, who singled in the first. And that's softly hit out to center and caught at the shoelaces by Gonzalez. So a nice running catch in center field. And Otten, who drove in 2 runs in the first, is set down here in the third. One down now for Goki. Goki had a chance with runners at the corners in the first and was retired. Check swing. He did go. It's 0-1. Quick out on Otten. And the Bootleggers need it. Just get back in the dugout. Squaring to bunt, and he gets it down, but it's foul down the third baseline. Hard bunt. Torrey would have had a play at first. But it's just a foul ball, and it's 0-2.
I don't know why he's thinking there for Goki just to get on base. He's 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts, but only 174 average coming into today.
0-2 breaking ball inside, 1-2.
Goki does walk a lot. He's drawn 7 walks coming into today.
Activity in the Haymakers bullpen. This is Nate Kelly on the mound for the Bootleggers. He's new, so welcome Nate Kelly in. It looks like he's bringing a nasty breaking ball.
Indeed he is.
So Kelly to Goki. 1-2 count, 1 out here, bottom of the third. Haymakers up 6-1. Breaking ball hit back, and Kelly gloves it. And he'll run it over and underhand it to first for out number 2. So similar to the second inning, first 2 are down quickly. But Kelly hoping for a different result in the second, where the Haymakers went walk, single, hit by pitch, walk, error, and scored 3 runs. In steps Galisick. Popped out to second to lead off the second inning. And he swings and misses there. It's 0-1. Way in front of it. Oh, 1, 2 down. Bottom of the third. Galisick, right-handed hitter, swinging a miss again. And Kelly has come in and gotten some whiffs.
He has.
He's up 0-2 on Galisick.
It's quite the lineup to have to initiate your season against. So far, he's in control. Trying to give the Bootleggers a fighting chance. Haymakers still with a yawning 6-1 lead.
0-2. Oh, Galisick thought about it, but held off. And it's 1-2.
Right field playing fairly shallow. I'll shift on there in the infield as well. Outfield's pretty. The whole outfield's playing very shallow for that matter.
And that's down and away, 2-2. Up high, 3-2. So Galisic battles all the way back, and it's a full count. Three, two outs. Nobody aboard. Kelly to Galisic. The payoff. Wow, ball 4. So got ahead 0-2, lost him. And it's a 2-out walk, and that's how the second inning went as well. I'll bring up Truong. Truong grounded back to the pitcher in the second inning. Galisic leads off first. First pitch, strike on Truong. Fastball up and away. 4 hits apiece for each side, but 6 runs for the Haymakers, just 1 for the Bootleggers.
Galisic has yet to attempt a stolen base this year.
0-1 on Young, hit high into left field, playable. Brooks takes a couple steps, gets under it, makes the catch for out number 3. So a 2-out walk, does no damage, and the Haymakers lead it 6-1. We're through 3. You're listening to PSCL Baseball. Kai Pagan steps